Good day, everyone. Gonna get a little bit of music started in the background as we wait for notifications to go out and to see who joins us in the chat today. And thank you for checking out this video and for joining us and sharing your energy with us. I'm Tamu Ngina, Priestess Heart. Okay, there we go. There we go. All in under a minute. Welcome, Sarah. Welcome. All right. So I'm so excited that I was able to, thanks to my friend Laura Iverson, who is Zen Breeze. She has a beautiful website, zenbreeze.com. Between Laura Iverson and David Lux, they set me up with, Laura introduced me to OBS software, which is Open Broadcast Streaming, I believe, and which was a big learning curve for me that my brain was not interested in going there. I never thought I'd get to a place where technology sort of just goes over my head. So does that officially kind of make me old? I don't know. But anyway, and then David Lux introduced me to Streamlabs, which for whatever reason, even though it's very, very similar interface, it just, I was able to at least do this, what you see on your screen today, which is so much more exciting than just using my cell phone. And I don't always want to be on camera, which is, kind of a good thing. So welcome Sarah L, welcome Critical Break, welcome Crone Woman Walking. Both Critical Break and Crone Woman Walking both have very interesting YouTube channels. So check them out. Okay. Let me know, is the music too loud? Is it at a decent sound for you guys? Just let me know. Okay. Welcome, David Locks. Welcome. All right. I have my just regular green tea today, and I always try to use, welcome Mari. Good evening, dear. Good evening. I always try to use, one day I decided that I was no longer going to buy manufactured coffee mugs. And this one I bought at the secondhand store, and I believe it was made by a student artist up at the university. I paid like $2 for it or whatever. And it is so cute. Isn't that cute? Look at that. Look at that. So I know that when I'm drinking my tea, every now and then I might have a little bit of organic coffee, but whenever I'm drinking my tea, I know that the mug was made with intention and pride and joy. So that is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And it sits on my little Asian trivet brass. Beautiful. I bought that at a yard sale. So I'm all about the thrift stores and yard sales. That's the way I was raised. Even my clothing. I rarely buy new clothes. They're usually only thing I'm okay with spending money on that might be new is books. All right, enough about me. So welcome everyone. Let's go ahead and take a nice deep centering breath and welcome us into this sacred space. Here you go. There you go. To put the light down just a little bit. And I just want to, I'm lighting some Ayurvedic cone incense here. I'll show it to you so you can feel like you're part of the practice. And let me make sure not to drop this on this silk tapestry. So there we go. I don't have a candle lit today, but I invite each and every one of you to energetically tend to your own inner light and allow it to shine here. Okay. When I woke up this morning, it was 19 degrees outside. Living in a freezer. All right. So today we are going to, and I have my cedar wood oil. If anyone is interested in anointing themselves, here you go. Love cedar wood. There we go. Okay, so we are going to check in with our goddess oracle to see what aspect of the divine feminine we are getting in touch with today. And this is the Goddess Oracle, text by Amy Sophia Marashinsky and illustrated by Harana Janto. And if you check out Harana's website, she has many, many, many beautiful paintings of various goddess figures all throughout history and different cultures. And why do I always do that? Every now and then I switch my deck so that when it shuffles, all the cards are in different directions. But anyway, she has lots of different goddess imagery, even outside of the Goddess Oracle. I think there was like even extra paintings that she did. I always wish they put out a new deck with the added beauties. Okay, so let's go into our heart center, connect with what energy we will check in with and be reacquainted with. Okay. I'm seeing this at the same time as you. Yemaya. Oh, I love Yemaya, Mami Wata. Yemaya. I know that I am a daughter of Yemaya. She is a West African Orisha. Beautiful energy. The great mother. You know, they always say life comes from the sea. Okay. So here we go. Yemaya. Let's see, Y. Does Y come before or oh, there we go. Y is after S. Gotta remember that, girl. It's been a long time since I've been in kindergarten. Okay. Yemaya or Yemonja. Yemaya. Surrender. Come with your cares. Come with your woes. Come when life is joyful. Come when life weighs you down. Come when you take on too much. Come when you are spread too thin. Come when you are danced out. Come when you seek renewal. All I ask when you come is that you surrender to me, Mother Ocean. My watery womb awaits to hold you, nurture you, birth you anew when you let go and give over all to me. So before we move forward, I just want to greet everyone. Katrina, Celie Jane, Critical Break, David Lux. Who else did we have? I don't think I saw Pablo there. Did I say Regina? Regina, Crone Woman, Walking, and Mari, and Sarah. So as I was reading this, oh, Pavel, I was wondering if you were coming on, dear. As I was reading this, what kept coming to my mind were my years when I lived in Daytona Beach. Okay, so not only did I live in Daytona Beach, that is where I went to college. And as you can imagine, I'm, I'm supposed to have, I decided to inflict upon myself a weekly schedule. And I hate schedules. And I decided this morning that I was no longer going to attempt to follow that schedule and just move as spirit allows instead of having this day is this day, maybe except for Tarot Tuesdays. I do like that idea. But everything else is just going to have to be as it is, the inspiration that comes from spirit. But I lead that back to, so being a person like that, going to university at the beach was not a good idea for me. Because I think by the time the second year rolled around, and once I discovered the ocean, I think it was like the first year, second year. Yeah, once I discovered the ocean, I much rather, almost every day, I was up before sunrise, would go over, this is when I lived beachside, I would go over to the ocean and watch the sunrise. And there is nothing more, other than the majestic mountains and streams. I love the mountains and the ocean. If I could have both of those in a lush green together, I'd be in heaven every day. But I used to I used to go down to the ocean. I used to watch the sunrise. And I would get this incredible, and the sun rises in the east, so the Atlantic Ocean in the east. It was just this incredible, profound feeling, just being held and cradled by the ocean. Now, I wasn't out there swimming in the deep, dark depths because I had a healthy, quote unquote, fear, a healthy respect of the ocean. But I absolutely love the ocean. And I swear it felt like I was, having like a religious church service every morning, watching that sun rise. And later, I've never been initiated into Ife, into the Orishas or into Vudan, none of that. But I've always felt like Yemaya was my mother, that she was my head. And I've always felt that. And it was interesting because in my Buddhist ministers group, one year, one of the ministers who came on was a Puerto Rican gentleman who, he never came outright and said it, but I figured by the words that he was saying to me that he was initiated into the Orishas. And one day out of the blue, we were talking, and he said, "Do you know that you're a daughter of Yemaya?" And I was like, "Okay, thank you, my brother. That was confirmation." But anyway, Yemaya, I would encourage you guys to do some research and look up Yemaya. Is such a beautiful story. She is the mother with many, many, many children. And I'm a craniosacral therapist, and the cerebral spinal fluid is created outside. Um, the cerebral spinal fluid is created from the amniotic fluid within the mother's womb. And the amniotic fluid has a constitution that is extremely, I'm sure there might be a little bit of differences because it is in the human body, but the amniotic fluid is connected to the ocean. It's a very much the very same makeup as the water of the ocean. So it's like, and if you look at my videos, you'll see in the archives, I did a video with Dr. Mauro Zapatera, who is a medical doctor, a Harvard-trained medical doctor, and he has practiced, he and his wife, a craniosacral, biodynamic craniosacral therapy. And I always felt, when I first started learning craniosacral, even just the cursory classes that I took, I felt that there was a very deep spiritual connection. Welcome, Kimchi Bay. I knew there was a very deep spiritual connection there. And I mean, I could go on, so don't want to go off topic, but the amniotic fluid is related to the ocean. So in each and every one of us, we are literally, quite literally, created from, born through the primordial waters of the ocean, the primordial waters that develop within our mother's body and goes in and is enveloped into our own uh, dural tube, where our own cerebral spinal fluid. So the cerebral spinal fluid washes over the brain. It goes down the spine, down into your sacrum, and it flushes back and forth. So it's like you have your own little minute portion of the great waters of life. So Yemaya exists within each and every one of us. And thank you for bearing with me as I went through that. So let's read about the mythology of Yemaya. Yemaya is a Santeria African Caribbean goddess of the sea, or you say she's an Orisha, a West African Orisha, an energetic energy of the great divine, who gave birth to 14 Orishas or spirits, originally known as Yemoja, the West African Yoruban river goddess, river mother. She also came to Brazil, where she is known as Yemanja. At her celebration on the summer solstice, her worshippers arrive at her shorelines dressed in white and launch little boats loaded with flowers, candles, and gifts. Sometimes she accepts the offerings and prayers, and sometimes she sends them back. It is said that those who come to Mother Yemaya and surrender to her find that their troubles dissolve in the waters of her embrace. Yemaya, swimming into your life signals a time for surrender. Are you carrying more than you can handle comfortably? Do you think you must do it all by yourself? Have you come up against a wall and feel the only way to get to the other side is by breaking through? Surrender doesn't mean giving up. Rather, you are giving over, asking for assistance so you can do what you want to do. Wholeness is nurtured when you realize that the only way through some situations is to surrender and open to something greater. The act of surrendering is one of opening and trust. When we open and trust, we allow Goddess energy to work with us to achieve what we need. So there you go. And let's see, I think we had someone new come on. Who was it? I saw. I'm not sure where they were, but welcome. Someone mentioned that they were new to the channel. So welcome. I don't see their name up anymore. Okay. All right, so we're going to, and I apologize for taking, going off track and talking about Daytona Beach. Oh, thank you, Kimchi Bay. Welcome. I started going off track and started talking about Daytona Beach and being at the ocean. But I tell you what, if you've never been to the ocean, please put that on your bucket list. You will experience just how profoundly beautiful this earth is, and how insignificant we are in the aspect of everything, but just how loved we are. That ocean, it will soothe you and calm you. And if you don't like sand, put on some rubber boots. Put on rubber rain boots so that way you don't have to worry about sand getting into your place. All right. So we are going to look at chapter 26. We're going to look at, let's see, what time do I have? Okay, because I have a client that I have to get off to. We're going to look at chapter 26 of Lao Tzu Tao Te Ching. And this translation, of course, is by Ursula Le Guin. Chapter 26. Power of the heavy. Heavy is the root of light. Still is the master of moving. So wise souls make their daily march with the heavy baggage wagon. Only when safe in a solid, quiet house do they lay care aside. How can a lord of 10,000 chariots let his own person weigh less in the balance than his land? Lightness will lose him his foundation. Movement will lose him his mastery. And our second translation so that we can find our middle way. There, I kind of moved that theme, got that theme that I wanted for Wednesdays, which would be Dharma Wednesdays, the middle way, the middle path. So there we go. This is another Shambhala classic, and this is the Tao Te Ching as translated by John C.H. Wu. Heaviness. Heaviness is the root of lightness, serenity, the master of restlessness. Therefore, the sage, traveling all day, does not part with the baggage wagon. Though there may be gorgeous sights to see, he stays at ease in his own home. Why should a lord of 10,000 chariots display his lightness to the world? To be light is to be separated from one's root. To be restless is to lose one's mastery. I think water is important to all of us, even if you're not born of a water sign, because you know what? We are all born from water, and it renews us, it cleanses us, it is life-giving, it is living itself. Water is not simply this inert entity that is just here to quench our thirst. One of my favorite things to do is take a glass jug. This isn't a glass jug, but this does have some green tea, some water just to look at. Oh, here, I'll show you. Hold it one moment. You can make your own sun water. You can make your own holy water. And this is mine. Whether it's summertime or wintertime, I recommend don't leave it out overnight if it's winter. But I get like a gallon jug, and you can put crystals in it. However, don't use Herkimer diamonds. I made the mistake of doing that and then drinking it. And then like, wait a minute. There used to be a crystal in here. Where did it go? I think I must have swallowed it. But anyway, taking a glass bottle, filling it with water, preferably filtered water, such as, say, reverse osmosis water or distilled water, and reciting your blessings over it, however you want to do it. Recite your favorite poem over it, or just hold it in your hands and send your loving, healing energy to it. Set it out in the sun, facing the east. Set it out in the sun and allow it to set there all day. And there you have sun infused. You know, the sun is pure energy and information, life-giving energy and information. Set that out there, let it set. And so what I did was, I like Edgar Casey's rose water. It's absolutely beautiful, and connected to the angelic realms. So I add a little bit of Edgar Casey rose water into this, and then further blessings and prayers. And this is what I use with my altar work and prayers. So there you go. And oh, okay, Pavel, hold on one more time, and I'll show you something else. So Pavel asked about copper cups. Now, I can't remember off the top of my head why copper is very beneficial, but in Ayurvedic medicine. So this is my copper watering bottle. I have to figure out where I put the lid. It's somewhere. So I bought this. This is like really heavy duty copper. So this is my copper water bottle. Copper is very beneficial for the body. And I use this. This is at my bed. You can see me in my red sweater. This is at my bed stand at nighttime. Can't really. So here's the top. And I just keep this pitcher filled and I drink this. So Google it because I can't remember all of the details, but drinking water from copper cups, allowing it to soak, is really beneficial for you as well. So yes, Ayurvedic medicine. So like do a Google search on copper and Ayurvedic medicine. And yeah, and we really, so this is turning to be about water today. We really must take time to be very attentive to our water. Our water is our source of life. And when the water is contaminated, our bodies become contaminated. And I don't say that to put fear in anyone because we can take control. And one of the ways to take control is by making sure your water is filtered, setting your water out in glass jugs so that they are nature is put back into them, because the water that comes out of the faucet is very denatured. It's sitting around in pipes. It's been chlorinated. It's been contaminated with all sorts of pharmaceuticals. And another thing, please do not flush condoms down the commode. I remember my mother, one of my mother's sisters, my Aunt Tori, may she rest in peace. She used to work for the water treatment plant in Atlanta. And I remember in my, I don't know if I was in my 20s or 30s, whatever it was, I went to visit her at work. And she kind of gave me a tour. And there's like these huge vats of water, concrete pools. And I guess that's where all the sewage would come in. And this was around in June or July. And there were thousands, I mean, thousands and thousands. The whole top layer of the water was covered with condoms from people flushing condoms down the toilet. Please don't do that. It's, water is like the blood of the earth. And we must take care of that blood. We must take care of the water. So again, filtering your water, and if you do use reverse osmosis water on a regular basis, it's probably good every now and then to put drops of trace minerals into your water, because you do need some of the minerals. And it's very good sometimes to just have completely clear, pure water, like distilled water. Let's see, one last thing that I can show you, since we're now on top, we're now discussing water inspired by Yemaya. Here's a good book. It's available in PDF. Some of the older versions are available in PDF. They are the makers of apple cider vinegar, Bragg's apple cider vinegar, and amino acids. So check out this book by Bragg, Water. And that is one of my things that I'm constantly doing, is trying to make sure that I maintain my water. Bless your water. Check out the works. I don't have the book right here at hand. Check out the works of Dr. Masaru Emoto. Water is living. Bless your water. Say beautiful things to your water. Say healing things to your water. Healing blessings and mantras to your water. Because as like in magically speaking and in tarot, water is connected to emotions. That's all we are. We're like one big bag of emotions. So water is connected to the emotions. So by blessing your water and sending good vibes to your water, it's like you're healing yourself. You're sending blessings and good vibes to yourself. And we're like between 70 to 80% water, especially when we're first born. You know, of course, as we age and we stop drinking water and stop all of that. But be attentive to your water. Check out in my archives, I did an interview with Queen Mother Maku, who is a water priestess. And she also speaks about water. So there we go. Thank you to Yemaya, who has brought our attention to how sacred and special and holy water is. How it is, you know, our mother's amniotic fluid is a miniature container of the primordial ocean waters. And within our cerebral spinal fluid, those ocean waters continue to flow. Welcome, Vicky. Welcome, Oswald. Yes, and Oswald Spangler says municipal water supplies, I would say all municipal water supplies, are contaminated by the widespread use of antidepressants and birth control uh, medication pills. It's not most, it's all. It's all of them in the United States, because everything gets flushed down the toilet. And even, you know, even bodily excrement, all of that, you know, whatever medication people are taking. And so that we really must work to counteract that. So anywho, I'm going to have to get going. So I have to get to my client at 9 o'clock. Usually majority of my clients, all of my clients, I have them come to my office, but I have one particular amazing client who has Parkinson's. And I remember when they were first making the appointment, and then I found out, I was like, no, you're in town. I'm just going to come to you. So that way she can be stress-free and relaxed instead of trying to maneuver up and down the steps. And so I'm going to have to go see her. And it's always a joy and a pleasure, because we have good conversations while I'm working on her, and I love that. Okay, let me, what else? I was going to do hexagram number 26, but I think I'll just go ahead and do that later on in the day, since we went off on the water tangent. So please allow Mother Yemaya to not only encourage you to surrender, to go with the flow, to surrender. It doesn't mean to give up. It means to stop pushing and pressing and work with the energy that's in front of you. And not only that, every time you turn on your faucet, say a blessing. Every time you drink a glass of water or fill a pot of water to cook, take a moment to send healing energy into that water. We need it. We need it. As Oswald mentioned, so many chemicals and pharmaceuticals and all of that. It's like our being is being inundated with things to tear it down. And because of municipal water supplies and whatnot, water is not being allowed to reabsorb into the mother and then come back out again. We're getting our water out of concrete vats. It's recycled over and over again. So let's take personal accountability for the healing of our water, for sending positivity and purifying our water, so that every sip that we take is holy and sacred and for our best benefit. Yes, we are all connected, Regina. We are all part of the ancient primordial ocean of life. So thank you guys for being here. I'm Tamu Agina, Priestess Heart. Much love to all of you. So let's take a moment to remember our ancestors and all those who have come before us. I wish you peace and great bliss. Have an absolutely beautiful day. Absolutely. We are in this together. Don't forget that. You are never alone. Peace. Until next time, keep going. Thank you.